Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. The first season of HBO's House of the Dragon has now officially ended, but not before laying the groundwork for the much-anticipated civil war among the Targaryens. The show has thus far been a huge hit, scoring HBO's highest ever debut ratings, earning it an early Season 2 renewal. The season's finale ended with a very graphic scene that had a lot of meaning behind it to be deciphered by the audience. The excessive sex scenes that Game of Thrones, its predecessor, was frequently criticized for, have been eliminated in House of the Dragon. Thus, it appears the show has kept its early promise. The series still occasionally showed itself to be graphic, maybe never more so than in its final episode, The Black Queen. And according to the show's Emma Darcy, who replaced early breakout actress Millie Alcock in the character of Rhaenyra Targaryen, that sequence that's been making headlines had to occur. In The Black Queen, Rhaenyra finds out that both King Viserys, her father, has died, Paddy Considine, and that Alicent's son, Aegon II, Tom Glencairn, who was named king shortly after, has also passed away. The upsetting news proved to be too much for the princess, who appeared to go into labor as a result. Her uncle and husband, Daemon, Matt Smith, who Rhaenyra claims has gone to madness, make preparations for war as she cries out in labor. Rhaenyra toils agonizingly as Syrinx, her dragon, appears to be in screaming pain. The princess effectively gives birth on her own because she refuses help. In the end, it was a stillbirth. Later, Rhaenyra herself gets the infant ready for a funeral. The funeral doubles as her coronation, and Daemon, Matt Smith, refers to her as my queen for the first time. The show is currently less than halfway over, and it appears that there is yet more shock to come in the finale. Rhaenyra attends to the matter at hand, the Green's treacherous attempt to seize control of the realm, despite everything that has recently happened to her, even if she is reluctant to initiate a war. When dragons flew to war, everything burned, Rhaenyra says. She's aware that she needs additional allies, though. She therefore dispatches her sons to fortify ties. The more convenient destination for her younger son, Lucerys, Elliot Geralt, is Storm's End. The fact that Rhaenyra makes her kids swear they won't take part in any fighting means that the mission shouldn't be dangerous. But as she gets to Storm's End, Lucerys runs into an Aemond with just one eye, Ewan Mitchell. In addition to losing the backing of House Baratheon for his mother, Lucerys subsequently perishes when he and his own dragon, Eryx, are devoured by the powerful dragon Vhagar. Daemon appears to have informed Rhaenyra of her son's passing before the episode closes. If she was adamant about avoiding war in the past, she appears to be out for blood today. Perhaps none of the horrific scenes in the climax were as horrifying as Rhaenyra's graphic birth scene. In fact, the gore was part of the preparation for this moment that the show had been making. Each of the births in the season had a different theme thanks to Miguel Sapochnik, co-showrunner who has since announced that he's exiting the show, had given each of the births in the season a different theme. And he handed me a note card for this one saying, "This is the battlefield. This one is war." The film's director, Greg Yataines, reflected. And it's the most described birth in the book, so the actual description and movement and dialogue of it is directly from the source material. It's a traumatic labor, and as a parent, watching someone go through that and have a stillborn child, it was emotional for all of us working on it. Ryan Condal, the show's creator, added that there is a lot of symbolism to be interpreted from this scenario. He continues, "I think we realized in the dominoing of events that happened in the final episode, one aspect was linking the horrific birth that goes terribly wrong in the pilot with another horrific birth that goes wrong in the finale. It's mother and daughter. It's the daughter of the woman who died in the pilot now having this very difficult birth. That was always her fear. Birth is a battlefield, and now Rhaenyra finds herself at war, and this is her going through her own battle." While Darcy, who uses the pronouns they and them, acknowledges that it was traumatic for Rhaenyra, she maintains that it was all essential despite being quite a grueling episode to shoot. One of the reasons that moment is so important within the scope of the whole show is that for a character who has been seeking this masculine freedom and who so early had this fear of the possible incapacitation brought by motherhood and childbearing, and the mortality associated with childbearing, they explained. At the same moment, she finally receives the message that she's waited a lifetime for. Your father has passed, and it's time for your ascension. It almost felt to me like she was finally being given a direct choice to be king or to be a mother. They continued, I think she chooses herself in that moment, and by doing so, chooses her right to rule, and she chose to remove her stillborn child herself and resume her duty shortly after. Darcy thinks Rhaenyra has stopped avoiding bloodshed in Season 2. They made fun of her nature, saying, I don't think there is any longer the bandwidth to suppress and repress her personality. She essentially has her hands tied the entire first season for a variety of good reasons. Season 2 might not see much rain, in my opinion. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos.